Buffalo Bills fans, we are diving headfirst into everything going on with our team as we approach the postseason, and there's a lot to unpack. The narrative around the league has been shifting lately, especially with some of the powerhouse teams underperforming. Take the Chiefs, for instance. The conversation about why they didn't make the playoffs this year isn't complicated. They simply didn't play up to their usual standards. For years, Mahomes and his team have dominated, but this season, they hit a wall. Their division placement wasn't stellar either. They were third behind teams that just managed to outperform them at critical moments. It's a stark reminder that even the most talented rosters can falter, and no one is immune to the ebbs and flows of a long season. Meanwhile, other divisions have had their own shakeups. The Ravens, whom many expected to be contenders, struggled to maintain consistency. Even with Lamar Jackson on the field, victories slipped away in games they should have won. The Bills, in comparison, have shown a level of preparation and execution that sets them apart. Pittsburgh, often underestimated, managed to get the best of the Ravens twice, proving that disciplined play and taking advantage of opportunities still matters more than star power alone. And then there's the Bengals, a team that has underwhelmed this season despite high expectations. What this all points to is that in football, it isn't about reputation. It's about who performs when the pressure is highest, and that's where Buffalo continues to shine. Turning our focus back to the Bills, the wide receiver situation is evolving, and with injuries impacting key players, the depth chart is more important than ever. Questions about who will step up in Jacksonville have been on everyone's mind, especially with Josh Palmer missing practice. The lineup for the next game is shaping up to include Shakir, Brandon Cooks, and Shavers. Each brings a unique skill set that adds balance to the passing game. The remaining spots are competitive, with some uncertainty surrounding player availability, but the coaching staff is expected to manage it carefully. These decisions will be crucial because the postseason magnifies every strength and weakness, and being able to rely on your core group of playmakers will be key to advancing. Injuries aren't just a concern for wide receivers, either. Ty Johnson's ankle injury has limited him in practice, and that impacts how the team utilizes its running back rotation. James Cook has emerged as a dynamic force in the backfield, capable of explosive plays when given the opportunity. His versatility allows the Bills to adapt on third downs and in critical situations, and his performance has been a season-long highlight. When you combine his contributions with strategic utilization of other backs, it creates an offense that can stay unpredictable while maintaining a consistent threat level. This balance between creativity and reliability is exactly what makes Buffalo dangerous heading into the playoffs. Kicker position is another area where consistency becomes vital. Matt Protter's full practice was reassuring, but with uncertainties around game day availability, the team must plan for contingencies. In playoff scenarios, a kicker isn't just someone who puts points on the board. They're often the difference in tightly contested finishes. A missed field goal or an inability to convert extra points can swing momentum in ways that few other positions can. It's a small component, but one that the Bills are taking seriously because the stakes are simply higher in postseason football. Now, let's talk about one of the most intriguing aspects of this team: injury management and how it shapes offensive strategy. Dalton Kinsinicad, for example, has been limited in practice due to ongoing concerns, yet his presence on the field significantly enhances the team's passing attack. His ability to create separation and make critical catches in short bursts gives Josh Allen a dependable target beyond the primary wide receivers. Even with limited snaps, Kinsinicad becomes a mismatch threat in certain packages, forcing defenses to adjust and creating space for other playmakers. Alongside Dawson Knox, who has stepped up in recent weeks, the Bills are finding ways to compensate for absences and still maintain an explosive offense capable of putting pressure on any defense. Watching the team in practice and seeing how players respond to challenges highlights just how invested they are in success. James Cook's season, for instance, has been remarkable. Not only did he secure the NFL rushing title, but the way his teammates celebrated his achievements speaks volumes about the team culture. They watch, they cheer, and they push each other to perform. Cook's ability to consistently produce big plays has been a cornerstone of the offense, and the energy it generates carries through to everyone on the roster. Moments like these, where the individual and team efforts intersect, are what define the Bills' identity and why they enter the postseason with confidence. Turning attention to the matchup against Jacksonville, it's clear the Jaguars are a team on the rise, led by a rejuvenated quarterback and a coaching staff that has instilled confidence in a young roster. While they are talented, the Bills are aware of the nuances that playoff football demands. Teams that thrive in the regular season can be exposed under the pressure of elimination games, and the Bills' experience in handling high-stakes situations will be critical. Execution, discipline, and taking advantage of key matchups will define the outcome, not just the talent on paper. Recognizing strengths and weaknesses, both their own and their opponents', is how Buffalo plans to maintain an edge. This team's depth is also an advantage, particularly at wide receiver and tight end positions. With Palmer sidelined, players like Shavers and Cooks are tasked with stepping into more prominent roles, and Kinsinekat and Knox provide additional flexibility. The strategy is to create mismatches that force opposing defenses into difficult decisions. Even with limitations, the Bills have constructed an offense that is greater than the sum of its parts. Every injury is a challenge, but also an opportunity to showcase depth, adaptability, and the capacity to execute under pressure. In a postseason scenario, these attributes often make the difference between advancing and falling short. Buffalo's approach has been methodical and calculated. They've analyzed tendencies, monitored player health, and adapted schemes to maximize efficiency. The offensive line, the backfield rotation, and the passing game all interconnect to form a system that thrives on preparation and situational awareness. Every decision, from who practices to how snaps are distributed, reflects a team committed to sustainable performance at the highest level. It's a reminder that winning in the NFL is rarely about luck. It's about preparation, execution, and the ability to adapt to whatever the opponent throws at you. As we look ahead to the Jaguars matchup, it is impossible to ignore the offensive threats they bring to the table. Trevor Lawrence has matured significantly as a quarterback over the past season, showing poise under pressure and the ability to make smart decisions even when the defense is closing in. His arm strength, coupled with a growing understanding of timing and spacing, makes him a formidable challenge for any secondary. The Jaguars' passing game is well-coordinated, with receivers who run precise routes and understand how to exploit coverage gaps. The Bills will have to be sharp, disciplined, and aggressive in their coverage schemes to prevent Lawrence from finding rhythm early in the game. One key factor for Buffalo will be how they manage the Jaguars' speed and athleticism in the open field. Jacksonville has players capable of turning short completions into explosive plays, and any lapse in tackling or misalignment can be costly. The Bills' defense has focused on fundamentals throughout the season, emphasizing proper angles and leverage, but the playoffs amplify every mistake. Maintaining intensity, communication, and situational awareness will be critical to limiting the Jaguars' big play potential. It is not enough to simply cover the receivers. Defenders must anticipate and react, creating opportunities for turnovers or forcing the offense into long, methodical drives. From an offensive standpoint, Buffalo's game plan must balance aggression with caution. Josh Allen has been playing at an elite level, and his ability to extend plays with both his arm and his legs keeps defenses off balance. However, the offensive line will be tested against a Jaguars front that mixes speed and power to disrupt timing. Keeping Allen upright and giving him time to survey the field will be crucial, as even a few hurried throws can change the momentum of a playoff game. The run game, led by James Cook, will also play a pivotal role, not only in gaining yardage, but in controlling the clock and keeping the Jaguars' offense off the field. Cook's ability to find seams and accelerate through them creates a dynamic threat that complements Allen's passing attack, making the Bills multidimensional and difficult to predict. The wide receiver situation will continue to be a storyline. Brandon Cooks and Shavers bring reliability and experience, while Dalton Kinsinekat and Dawson Knox provide the spark to create mismatches. With Josh Palmer sidelined, the focus shifts to who can rise to the occasion. The Bills' coaching staff has been adept at maximizing the strengths of each player, often using creative formations and motion to generate favorable matchups. In the postseason, these decisions are magnified. A well-timed deep shot or a perfectly executed third down conversion can shift momentum dramatically, and the ability to trust your players to execute under pressure is a hallmark of a championship-caliber team. In terms of special teams, consistency remains a top priority. Matt Protter's performance in practice is reassuring, but the unpredictable nature of the playoffs demands that the team be prepared for any scenario. Field position, punts, and kickoffs are all magnified in importance when the margin for error shrinks. A single missed kick or a breakdown in coverage can turn a tightly contested game on its head. The Bills understand this, and their attention to detail in practice reflects a commitment to minimizing mistakes while maximizing every opportunity to gain an advantage. Looking at the bigger picture, Buffalo's ability to adapt to in-game developments will be tested. The Jaguars are not just a team with talent. They have confidence and momentum. Playoff football is a chess match, where adjustments in the second and third quarters can determine the final outcome. Defensive shifts, offensive audibles, and strategic use of timeouts all factor into the game plan. The Bills' experience, preparation, and understanding of the importance of each possession give them an edge, but execution will ultimately decide who advances. James Cook's influence cannot be overstated. His ability to carry the ball, pick up blitzes, and create explosive plays provides the Bills with flexibility and balance. He is not just a back who runs between the tackles. He changes the tempo of the game, keeps the defense guessing, and forces opponents to account for multiple threats on every down. Cook's consistency, paired with Allen's leadership, allows Buffalo to dictate the pace of the game rather than react to it. When a player like Cook is in rhythm, the entire offense benefits, as defenders are forced to respect his presence on every snap. The synergy between Josh Allen and Dalton Kinsinicad has also become a critical component of the passing game. Kinsinicad may not see every snap, but when he is on the field, he creates matchups that are difficult to defend. His ability to find soft spots in coverage and make contested catches stretches defenses and opens opportunities for other targets. Pairing him with Dawson Knox, who has shown toughness and reliability in tight windows, creates an offensive arsenal capable of exploiting both zone and man coverage. These combinations force opponents to respect every player, making the Bills' offense unpredictable and difficult to scheme against. Buffalo's approach to the Jaguars also highlights the importance of preparation and discipline in the playoffs. While regular season success can rely on talent alone, postseason victories require execution in every facet of the game. The coaching staff's attention to detail, whether it's analyzing opponent tendencies, managing player workloads, or designing situational plays, underscores the team's commitment to performing under pressure. This level of preparation builds confidence, allowing players to trust the system and themselves when the stakes are highest. The psychological component is just as important as the physical. Playoff environments create tension, and teams that thrive are often those who can channel that energy effectively. The Bills have shown resilience throughout the season, responding to adversity with focus and determination. Each player understands the stakes, and the team's chemistry ensures that confidence is maintained even in high-pressure situations. This cohesion, combined with skill and preparation, is what positions Buffalo as a serious contender as they step into the postseason. Before we dive back in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest Buffalo Bills updates straight to your screen. And hey, don't hold back. Let us know your thoughts on today's news down in the comments. In a shocking turn of events that has sent shockwaves through the NFL community, whispers are emerging that quarterback Mitchell Trubisky may be on the verge of leaving the Buffalo Bills. Sources close to the team suggest that Trubisky himself has voiced frustration over his current situation, reportedly saying, "I've reached my limit," while expressing dissatisfaction with his role in the offense. Trubisky, who joined the Bills amid high hopes of revitalizing his career, has struggled to find consistency in recent months. While his presence initially injected optimism, Insiders claim tensions have been simmering behind the scenes. Speculation is mounting that the quarterback may be actively exploring options elsewhere, leaving fans and analysts to wonder if Buffalo's locker room dynamic could be shifting in the near future. The rumor mill suggests that the root of Trubisky's frustration might stem from limited opportunities to showcase his full skill set. Reports indicate he feels constrained by the offensive scheme and that his interactions with coaching staff have grown increasingly strained. While the Bills organization has remained tight-lipped, sources imply that discussions about his potential exit have already begun, sparking curiosity about which teams could emerge as viable landing spots. Despite the uncertainty, many league observers caution against reading too deeply into early reports, noting that Trubisky has historically demonstrated resilience in bouncing back from challenging situations. However, the intensity of his latest statement has ignited speculation that a mid-season shakeup, or even a trade rumor, could be on the horizon. As the story develops, fans are left with more questions than answers. Would a move away from Buffalo revitalize Trubisky's career? Or is this another chapter in a roller coaster journey that has yet to stabilize? While no official confirmation has come from the Bills, the narrative unfolding around Trubisky's possible departure has already captured the imagination of the NFL world. Industry insiders are monitoring every practice, meeting, and press interaction for clues, suggesting that the next few weeks could redefine both Trubisky's career path and the Bills' quarterback situation. Whether this turns out to be a fleeting rumor or the precursor to a major shakeup, one thing is certain. Mitchell Trubisky's name is once again dominating headlines, and the NFL community is watching closely to see what happens next. That's a wrap for now. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay on top of all things Buffalo Bills, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what you think in the comments. See you in the next update.